Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another installment of Croomtalk. Today I'm here with my boy Justin.
Hey, appreciate it, Joe. Thanks for having me, bro. I'm honored.
I just got back from Florida. Definitely an interesting chain of events. A lot of work that was supposed to be done, a lot of work that couldn't be done because of Raising Cane's, aka food poisoning. So shout out to them for sure for fucking me up.
Damn, that's tragic too, because I
You
heard they're
ever have
so
food
good.
poisoning before?
One time.
Tell me about it.
So I just had Five Guys actually for the
Oh yeah,
first
you
time
did just
ever.
tell me that.
First time ever. But I went back, gave it another chance,
But
and
what
now I
was like
love
the
it.
food poisoning experience? Because this was the first
Just-
time I ever had to deal with it.
So when I had the food poisoning, it was like the kind of like cold sweats, like puking. It was just brutal. It's the things you don't want to imagine.
How long did it last?
Probably like 2 or 3 days
Yeah.
at the most.
See, I was like fighting that was what it was, but like everything just started falling in line.
Well,
It,
like the sickness.
yeah.
You just gotta stay
It was
hydrated.
just weird too because so I went down to Florida. I was supposed to work with Kair, which I did, but not as much as I was supposed to. Gabe Davis, Kenneth Gainwell, Leonard Fournette.
It's a good lineup.
Um, trying to think of who else, but Poyer. Well, I did golf with Poyer. But there was a lot of things that I was still supposed to be down there to do, and I just remember I just got done working with Kair. I was driving back from Lauderdale. It's back to Orlando.
How long of a drive is that?
That was about
Maybe.
three something,
Wow.
and then decided to go to Tampa Bay for Raising Cane's because if you haven't had Raising Cane's or you have had Raising Cane's, you completely understand.
People
So
always compare it to Chick-fil-A. I mean,
Chick-fil-A is
I
trash.
think I gotta try it.
I tried it.
I've had Hattie B's. Is it
Yeah,
similar to that?
I've never had that, but
That was in Nashville, so
I
you're
like
going.
Zaxby's.
Never had Zaxby's.
Zaxby's. At this point, I put Zaxby's above
Yeah.
Raising Cane's. But the reason that Raising Cane's is so good is their sauce. I mean, it's just a chicken tender at the end of the day. You can kind of get those anywhere. But, drove to Tampa, came back, and then just kind of like always had like a weird like feeling in my stomach. I went and got like a protein shake from Planet Smoothie or
Nice.
Tropical Smoothie. And then I just had like this rock in my stomach, like to where like it was just weird.
Yeah.
And then I started like
It's uncomfortable.
getting like goosebumps, and then I got super cold, but I was like sweating at the same time, and I was kind of getting pissed off because I'm like, whatever this is, I just want like whatever comes with it, I just want it now.
Right.
So because I had so much work lined up the next day,
Yeah.
I had 2 podcasts lined up. I was supposed to go finish a video, worked with Kair, and I had golf with Poyer later in the day.
That's a lot going on.
It's probably like 7 p.m. and I'm just starting to feel like shit. So I'm just gonna lay down,
Yeah.
and I just feel like laying down or taking a nap is what like gets rid of everything. That's just how I look at
And
life.
some ginger ale.
Yeah, right. So I tried that. Then it was like I was just getting so hot and cold I couldn't like find a balance. And then I was like, whatever. I'm just gonna go to bed, and then I'll feel better in the morning
Yep.
because I had to get up at 4 a.m. to
For that
drive
drive,
down
yeah.
to Lauderdale to work with them. So I'm just like trying to get rid of this as quick as possible. So I lay down. Next thing you know, I wake up running as fast as I can to the bathroom. Don't even make it, just projectile
Oh.
vomited everywhere. And then
That's
it was
brutal.
coming out the other end too. So I
You
was
had a
like,
bucket in front.
it was
on the throne.
Yeah, you're just trying to like,
Yeah.
figure it out. So I ended up throwing up 24 times.
24 times.
24 times, bro.
You had nothing left in you.
And it was shitty because after I threw up
No pun intended.
the first couple times, I'm like, good, it's gone. Like I can go to bed. I'm gonna wake up. I'm gonna feel fine. But like I threw up so much, I started drinking the Gator Lights, like the
Yeah.
Pedialyte that Gatorade makes.
Yeah.
And I probably drank I just felt like extremely dehydrated out of nowhere. So I drank like probably 6 of them.
Wow.
6 of them, and I think a couple bottles of water. Then I'm sleeping. Next thing you know, I wake up, and I'm just everything.
You're puking the rainbow.
Everything, bro. And then I got to the point where I'm like, damn, I'm not gonna be able to make it like down to Florida, and it's pissing me off because like that's like the goal. That's
Right.
That's why
That's why
I'm
you're
there. I'm trying to just get as much content as I can. And I'm like, dude, I don't care. I'm still gonna try to like sleep, and when my alarm goes off, I'm gonna wake up, and if I'm feeling up to it, I'm going. Then freaking right, like 30 minutes before my alarm went off, same thing. Woke up puking and shit, and I'm like, yeah, dude, I can't make it, and I was so pissed off.
Yeah.
And then I'm just sitting there, like whatever. Went back to bed, and then I get up, and I'm feeling okay. I didn't have to throw up or anything. I just felt like the fatigue, like super achy, and just like dehydrated, but like sweaty
So it's
and
been
just
24 hours
uncomfortable.
this time, or
No, so this was pretty much the next afternoon.
Oh, okay.
And, Poyer already had booked our tea time and shit. And I'm just like, I'm not about to fuck him over. So I got in the car and drove my ass about 3.5 hours down there. Played the worst round of golf I ever played in my life. I've never felt how I did in my life.
Wow.
I should have just stayed there, but
You're a good golfer too. You've been doing it for years.
I just wasn't like gonna let Poyer down, or just because I don't know, like, he has a country club. I don't know if he had already paid for it or whatever. I just wasn't gonna kind of fuck him over. So I get down there, and I like sped there just so like I had a vision, like once I get to the golf course, I'm just gonna sleep. Like I had like a 30-minute window to take a nap. So I get there, and Poyer's just like, oh, where you at? And they're already on the range, and I don't like to warm up anyway. So I'm just sitting there in the AC, and then I got to the point where I'm like, I should probably get used to like the heat, because that's gonna slap me in the face.
How hot was it?
It was, I'd say, like 90.
90?
Yeah, let alone on a golf course.
90.
But it was a little
Dehydrated.
breezy, which definitely saved it. But it's like, I think I probably drank, I'd say 9 bottles of water on the golf course and like 2 Gatorades. And it was just like, I was so dehydrated, but I was also so bloated at the same time, because I was just trying to replenish. Like, and honestly, that whole time, so even like when I got sick at like the last night, and to like throwing up and all that shit, and then to even golf, I still didn't have to pee. Like, that's how dehydrated I was.
Wow.
And it was just like, dude, it got to the point where like they're teeing off, and I'm just laying in the grass. I'm just laying down. I didn't want to move.
You're napping in the cart.
Dude, I was just trying to like play, because like I'm a super competitive guy, so I'm just trying to play like golf, and like the fact that I like couldn't show up to do that, I'm just like, dude, like as soon as like we got to like the 5th hole, I'm like, I should have stayed home. I should have stayed home.
Regretting every second of it.
Yeah, and then like the thing that was scary the most is I don't like to drive at night. Like, my vision like is super bad at night.
As soon as you see those headlights, like kind of like starry,
And it's like I hate when like the windshield's dirty.
Yep.
And it's just like it just throws me off so much. And like in my head, I'm already like concerned about having to drive home, because I get super tired too, and I'm obviously exhausted.
And driving tired is terrible.
So I'm just like, dude, I'm like super nervous about driving back. And like, especially with traffic too, because you got to get on I-95 for a little bit of the ways before you kind of get to the junction that goes right to Orlando, which is a straight shot. Pretty simple drive regardless of the time of day. But like, as soon as I like, because Poyer, like I was so fucked up, Poyer's like, dude, you can just stay at the house. And I'm just like, no, because I don't want to intrude, because that wasn't like part of the plan. I don't want to just kind of show up. And I mean, even though I know they wouldn't have cared, but I just still know, regardless, I got to take this drive.
Take that 3-hour
drive.
I
might as well just get it out the way. Because I called you on the way home.
Yeah, you did.
I talked to you for a minute. You saved my ass about an hour and a half.
Yeah. Drive was flying by.
Yeah, because I was just, I don't know. It's just so hard to stay, not necessarily occupied, but like once you're just stagnant driving. Yeah. Like, I mean, like I'm sure you said you drove to Florida before, right?
Drove to Florida, drove to Nashville.
So you know exactly like how that is. Like, once you get to a certain point of that drive, it's just like,
at some point you can't fight it no more. You just get tired. You want to stop.
Like, yeah. Like, I don't know. There's just
like you said before,
no way around it.
You got sick of the music too.
Yeah.
You're like, I heard every song already.
Yeah. And it sucks because I don't drink caffeine. I've actually been a year and like 22 days sober. But like, I'm telling you, I never want a Red Bull so bad in my life.
That's like the first stop whenever I get on the road. I always grab like 2 Red Bulls. Always sugar free though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just
always
watching out for the sugar.
Yeah.
But it's funny because like when me, Lee, and Chris, we drove down to the Keys, I don't even know if I was drinking vodka Red Bull then either. I might have. I had to have. But like, I would get like probably like 7 20-ounce Red Bulls, and they'd be gone before we got to Virginia.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Oh, you're just pounding them.
But you just don't have a choice. Once you're that tired, you're just like, we got to keep it going. Like, it got to the point one time, I don't know if I told you, we were trying to take niacin.
Oh, yeah.
And just
like
that
itchy feeling?
Yeah, and just like you're taking pre-workout, just itching your eyebrows the whole time. But hey,
your hair's
like,
growing.
I'm still awake. That's all that matters.
That's funny. Sometimes like caffeine doesn't even work though.
Yeah.
I feel like sometimes it could just get you more tired.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I could have a cup of coffee
Yeah, I used to drink
super late
coffee
at
before I
night.
go to bed.
Yeah, and
It's
just
like
be
almost like a
fine.
warming thing. It's
Yeah,
like equivalent to hot chocolate. It's just
right.
like a comfort
I
thing.
mean, coffee's not terrible for you as long as you drink it black, but
Yeah.
you start adding cream and sugar. The next thing,
Yeah, but I think coffee, no matter how you look at it, it's gonna be way better than any type of energy drink.
oh yeah, healthiest, yeah, for sure.
See, but I look at like Red Bull as like a flavor thing. Like if Red Bull made a
Yeah.
caffeine-free Red Bull, I'd
Right.
I'd be all in.
That summer edition, the coconut berry. That's
See, I hate the white can.
Yeah, the white can.
Oh my god, dude,
That's
hell
so
no,
good.
hell
That's
no,
amazing.
bro. I used to go to like Buzz and Bee when it was open, and I used to get like there's a cup of ice,
Yeah.
and I would get a little handle of Tito's, put Tito's in there, and then I didn't have any Red Bull, so I had to get the coconut one, dude.
Yeah.
I'm fucking, cause like I like how I drink, I just try to send it.
Just chug it.
So I was just trying to be like buzzed up when I got to get to my destination, and I'm drinking it, bro. I rolled down the window on the 300 or the 400. I'm just like, I was just like, I hate coconut.
A lot of puking going on in this podcast today,
right? People already probably turned it
Yeah,
off.
right.
Like as soon as he said he was shitting, I'm out.
I want to hear that.
Yeah, but
that's
yeah,
funny.
Florida and food poisoning definitely took me out. I mean, I still got to do a dope video for Kair, but we were supposed to do so much more, and that was actually my first time getting to meet him. And it's cool being around all these other athletes. You get to see like work ethic and things in that nature, and just like not necessarily to say see who has it and see who doesn't, because
Right.
everybody who I've ever worked with is just like a dog.
Yeah,
But
they're-
it's just cool to see where everybody else's mentality is.
Right.
Like, like Porter works out different, Gabe works out
Yeah.
different, and Kair works out different, but like they're all dogs.
They're all a different breed, and they all have that certain things that motivate them.
Yeah.
Push them to the top.
thing too that I appreciate watching, like especially like being in the fitness industry as a trainer and stuff, like is accountability, because a lot of
Yeah.
people lack accountability.
Absolutely.
And like watching Kair work out, he was working out with another DB and a wide receiver, and they were like, you drop a ball, that's 5 burpees, whether it's your fault or not.
Yeah, right.
And like at the end of the workout, so his dad trains him too, which is super awesome. So Kair's
Wow.
brother was in the league. He plays in XFL right now.
Oh, cool.
So like
Runs in the
their whole
family.
family's like, athletes. So his
Wow.
dad was his trainer, like running him through everything. It was super dope to see.
It's
And
been that way his
like,
whole life too, and it's cool
yeah.
that like nothing's changed. He's got the money now; he could afford anybody.
Yeah.
So, but his dad's still doing it.
It was just super cool to see, and like you can definitely see like it wasn't like a family thing either. It's like this is just like work right here.
Right.
This ain't like I'm not letting you slide because you're
Exactly.
my kid or anything. It was
Yeah.
just at the end of the workout, like the workout was over, his dad left, and they stayed there for like another 40 minutes
Wow.
and worked out, like doing everything. Like
Yep.
how can we make each other better? And that was one thing that was cool to see. It was like especially wide receiver to DB, like. Usually you don't work with those
you
those
don't.
guys together, and
That's cool.
like like shadowing routes and stuff like that. Like very attention to detail, and like Kair is
Yeah.
such an athlete. Like I'm sure he can play wide receiver as well as he
Really?
can play cornerback. Like just the way he was breaking down things for the wide receiver that he was working with, just like to kind of make it better.
Wow.
It was just super super dope to see. So I mean, can't wait to get more into that. We have OTAs coming up.
Big
so,
second year coming from Kair.
Yes, for sure. And I think like I don't know. I mean, I seen his gameplay and stuff like that, but just if he's working as hard as he is,
Yeah.
I feel bad for any wide receiver he lines
Absolutely.
up across from.
Yeah, we saw sparks of it last year
Yeah,
for sure. He's gonna be
and,
a problem.
and he's such like about his game, and that's one thing that I respect like the most is like, especially guys once they get in the league, they get comfortable. Like,
Yeah,
oh, I already
a
made
little
it. Like,
complacent.
like I'm telling you, like his trajectory for success is
Yeah,
is
Yeah.
like this if it's not straight up. Like,
absolutely.
I was extremely impressed. Not saying that I wasn't like going into that. Just
Yeah.
those were my expectations already, and he
Just
definitely blew them out of the water.
He showed it, man. He could work.
Yeah, I mean there was so much other work to get done there too, and it was just unfortunate that chicken
Raising
fingers took
Cane's.
me for a turn. It was
Damn
weird though,
sauce.
like because I knew eating them that something was off. Like you picked up
Yeah.
the chicken tender, and it would fall. Like it was just flimsy.
Rubbery, yeah.
Yeah, and I'm
No,
just
no.
like the breading
That's a
wasn't
red
sticking
flag.
to it, but it's just like like I'm telling you, if you had the sauce, you'd be like, yeah, I don't give a fuck, man. Give me all of that.
Never
And
had
that's
the
exactly
sauce.
what it
I might have
was.
to go order some. I don't know.
Bro, you can't.
You can't order it?
No, it's like
Come on
super
now.
private and
What?
weird. It's not like a Chick-fil-A sauce you can get in the store.
Let's get it at Wegmans.
But I'll bring you a shit ton home from
Yeah,
Nashville.
please do.
Yeah, I mean, you can't go wrong with Raising Cane's. I still might even have it when I go to Nashville, even though I
Yeah,
probably shouldn't.
I'm sure there is one in Nashville. It
No,
has to be.
there's one on the way.
I know Hattie B's is close to where I stayed in Nashville.
Well, so what is that?
It's the same thing as chicken. Had like a chicken tenders.
Do they have like their own
chicken
sauce?
Sandwiches. I believe they have their own sauce too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because that's like the reason that Raising Cane's is such a big thing right now.
Could be wrong. Remember that? I think they have their own sauce though.
Yeah,
that's good. You can't beat fried chicken, man.
Yeah, you
really
can't.
You really can't.
Unless it's Raising Cane's. And then you get
can't
sick.
beat that, yeah.
and then ruins your whole trip. But I mean, it was just super unfortunate because like the amount of podcasts that I had lined up, and I brought all my stuff, and that cost so much money to bring all my podcast stuff. Because like, you know, looking at this, you think it's just a camera and microphones, but like I brought my computer monitor, I brought my desktop,
everything.
I brought my keyboard, my interface, probably 7 tripods, 3 lights, all my cords, everything. I had to put half of it in my golf bag, tripods. I had 3 bags filled with everything just for my podcast, not even my clothes, just to not even be able to use it because I got sick and ruined everything.
That's a ton of extra luggage.
Yeah.
You're probably sitting in that turnaround for, I don't know, at least an hour.
Yeah. I was just waiting. Like, oh,
Just
there's
waiting.
one of it.
There's one. Let's see if the next one comes.
It's just super unfortunate because like the vision that I had for this podcast is so different than the directions it's going. Not saying it's going in the wrong direction, but like the people who were supposed to already be on the podcast and the things that ended up not happening because the season ended the way it did, and I completely understand where it's just like I just want to get the fuck out of here,
Right, yeah.
And that's just kind of what it became, and
get somewhere warm.
It's just it was just, you know, the goal of the podcast was supposed to be a little different, but I think we're getting back there. I got a lot of dope stuff, especially next week. Lorenzo Alexander will be here. Going to Nashville in 3 weeks. I have 3 potential podcasts. One's definitely a for sure. You guys remember Keith Tobridge, tight end for the Bills?
Yeah,
been with us a few times. Straight dog. Can't wait to have him on here. He's actually starting his own podcast too, so I can't wait to kind of conversate with him and just see where his direction is and just kind of feed off each other. So that's gonna be super dope.
Oh, yeah.
But as far as the podcast, that's the direction we're gonna go, and hopefully we can just kind of keep climbing the ladder. I think we're doing pretty well. Like,
absolutely.
I mean, just 3 episodes in. I mean, I want it to be different, like I said, but for what it is, I'm very happy with the response, and I actually put up a couple like recommendations of like things people want to hear on the podcast, and a lot of the ideas were pretty cool that a lot of people want to hear about, especially from me. Not like my perspective's the greatest perspective, but the fact that people look at me as like a platform to discuss those things and rely on my response is pretty cool.
You're a role model for sure.
You know, that's why, you know, I feel like, you know, one of the things that was brought to my attention to discuss was mental health. But like I have intentions of speaking on that anyway because, you know, everybody lives this life where everything's just like perfect.
Yep.
You know, especially like as a man, like, you know, your goal is to be the tough guy, chest out, head up, all the time.
Breadwinner.
And it's just
provider,
like
everything.
It's just like you're putting. Well, I feel like social media puts a lot of pressure on people
nowadays.
Because I mean, like I said in the last podcast, social media is just a hey, look at me thing.
Yeah.
I mean, you do have a few people who are emotional and vocal on there, which, you know, is looked upon as like weakness or whatever. But I mean, I used to be that way on Facebook when I was younger, and I just feel like that's just a way to vent. And I feel like
that's good.
A lot of people don't have people to talk to. Like even like one thing that the reason I got into this podcast, honestly, is I was asked to be on a podcast twice, like 2 other people's podcasts, and like where I was in like a mental place was like, you know, I do need somebody to talk to just because of things I was going through, and like just being able to talk to somebody, even if it's about like anything, like just a normal conversation, just like it's so like therapeutic. Like just to be able to talk to somebody.
Talking helps.
And that's why like I love the podcast too. Even like rushing to do a podcast, even if it's not going to be a bang or anything, because it doesn't matter. Like that's one thing, especially with like that I'm learning. Like I feel like a lot of people like, cause I'm on YouTube now. TikTok, I made a
Yeah.
TikTok for the podcast and stuff
You're
like
all
that,
over.
and just trying to like, how many views can I get? How many views can I get? But it's just like, I don't give a fuck, because
Yeah.
if whoever's listening to it, if they support me and they follow me, and they want to hear what I want to say, that's all I care about.
Yeah.
I don't care about like some robot on the internet just
Yeah.
giving me a view
Some
just so
bot.
I can say I got a couple thousand views on a video, but like,
Right.
it's probably only the 60 real people that like
True.
genuinely actually want to see this, and that's all
Yeah.
I care about, because I could easily like clickbait stuff or talk about trending topics to do
Mm-hmm.
to get viewership and attention and stuff like that, but I just think that's corny.
Right. Yeah. No, I get that for sure.
But I mean, that's why like even a pod like this, it's not like I don't have like a professional athlete or a famous person, or
Yeah.
just like we're just having
We're
a
just
normal
boys.
conversation, but
Yeah.
there's things that like people need to talk about, and mental health is definitely one of them. And I feel like everybody runs from the topic. Everybody's
true.
going through something, man.
Everyone.
Everybody's going through
You
something.
never know what someone's going through either.
Exactly. And I just feel us as being alphas, like everybody's just like, like even like if you can ask anybody, like there's always gonna be that one person that tells you they're fine just because they don't
Yeah.
want to look weak. Everybody just wants to be this tough
Right.
guy, like, and that's what the world is right now. You don't want to
Yeah.
be weak because then you become vulnerable. But
Mm-hmm.
at least you're being honest with yourself. And if you are in a position that you feel like you're not in control of your situation, then you need to seek help.
Yep.
And I mean, I'm not necessarily one to talk, but I have all the answers. But
Yeah.
most of my answers are just do the opposite I do.
Yeah. There are those people out there that you could open up to them and they'll just come at your weaknesses.
Yeah.
They'll use that as a weak point to get at you and get under your skin.
There's definitely people like that.
Evil people.
Mm-hmm.
That's bad.
But I mean, there's people like that in every aspect of life
Mhm.
that just, want to kick you while you're down. But I feel like, I've met some people who, have gone to therapy and
Yeah.
and just actually seek that help, and you just learn like different coping tools and trial and error, and just like how to just process things differently mentally. I have yet to do that. I supposed to get into therapy very soon.
Yeah.
I mean, I can tell you I don't live a perfect life. I mean, nobody does. But I mean, everything looks like blue skies and rainbows for everybody else, but it's
Right.
just, I guess it's like when you're in control of what you can show people, that's
Yeah.
you're obviously in control of that, so you can make it look however you want, and that's unfortunately the tool that social media gives a lot of people. But
Mhm.
like you can look at my life, and I get it all the time. Like one of the things I get all the time is like people think I'm rich.
Really.
People think I'm rich because I work with like professional
Yeah.
athletes and stuff, and I hate that narrative, because it's just like, like you're a grown man, you got to work for your money. People think because I'm just around these people, like I just
You
get
guys
like a
give you
handful of
handouts?
cash and
Yeah,
stuff
no.
like that all the time.
You
And
still have bills.
it's just funny because that's just what social media looks like to
Yeah.
people.
That's why it's
And
important to be real on social media
Mm.
too. Everyone acts like it's a second personality or something,
mm-hmm.
or
And
an escape.
that's why it's like, like I mean, I don't even know if I want to discuss this, but at least the people around me will tell me like, like I have like so many demons, like I have very bad anxiety, which I never got.
Yeah.
I never had in my life. Like I honestly, like I thought I was Mr. Perfect.
Yeah.
I used to call myself Mr. Perfect. Just
Really?
like I thought my life was untouchable. I could do whatever I want. And then when I lost my mom,
Mhm.
that was like the first time in my life where I'm just like, okay, like you're not
Right.
you're not perfect. You're not like immortal. Like things actually can happen to you. And that
Mhm.
was like one thing that like completely took me for a ride, because it was one of those things you never pre think about. You never think you're
Never,
gonna
yeah.
have to experience that, and
Right.
it's obviously not something you process beforehand either, because that's just a terrible way to
You don't want
think.
to think about that.
So like when that happened, that was just like a complete curveball, and especially because like I ended up having like a shit relationship with my mom like 3 years prior to her passing, based off of a situation that I created on my own that she
Yeah.
didn't necessarily approve of. And I mean, I completely understand,
Mhm.
but I just, kind of separated my mom from my life, and I just felt like that wasn't fair for my daughter. So
Right.
then, I, bit the bullet and just rekindled everything with my mom, and just because I wanted her to be around my daughter, and
Yeah.
I took my mom to Florida,
Have her grandma.
things like that, and you know, and just as soon as like things were right and how they were supposed to be, I just lost
Mhm.
my mom out of nowhere. It wasn't like she was sick. It was just like literally I didn't see my mom often.
That's tragic.
And I just remember, you know, going to see my mother and giving her a hug, and
Yeah.
then that, like, literally that night is when it happened. It was just like, I'm not gonna talk about that, but I don't need to get emotional, but
Yeah.
like just that situation just like completely flipped my life around. Like I feel like my bless you. I feel like my mental
Thank you.
like state like became different.
Yeah.
Like
Okay.
which was
Started
super
viewing life a
weird.
little different.
Like not even that, just like things that would affect me mentally would never affect me. Like I feel like that like broke a wall in me,
Mhm.
you know. And I've been struggling. I've been struggling really bad for the last 4 years, like very bad.
Yeah.
Like you probably can see it how I drink. You know,
I
like
never
when's the
thought.
last time we ever went and I had a drink? You know, like you see how
And
I
didn't
drink.
chug it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know, and I mean, not saying
I didn't know
like
those were correlated though.
I'm not saying alcohol is the problem, but the destination I get to when I drink is
Yeah.
like my happy place because I feel like free.
Yeah.
You know, that's why it's like I want to get there as
No
quick as I
worries.
can. You
Yeah.
know, like that's why I kind of drink the way I do.
Like an escape, kind of, right?
Exactly. And it's just like it just gets worse, and I just feel like my evaluation of everything is I just bottle it up, and
Mhm.
I just keep everything, you know, and I just like there's so many things like I'm not going to discuss on here personally. But like, you know, nobody knows me. Nobody
Yeah.
knows my life cuz I don't show my life. I live a
Right.
very sheltered life.
Mhm.
I live a private
Private.
life. So it's like,
You only show what you want people to see,
yeah, not
kind of
even
thing.
that. It's just I like my space. But with that comes the territory of dealing with everything on my own.
Right.
Like, you know, like just being in such a shitty mental place, like, and it's just been getting so much worse, you know, like,
Yeah.
and there's so many things, like there's only so many times like you can hit a bottle and have that
Right.
take care of things, you know, and so many things are just so overwhelming, like at times where you just don't have the answer, and you know, and that honestly brought me to a point last year in August,
Mhm.
you know, I tried to kill myself,
Really?
yeah,
No.
because of just everything
It's,
that
everything hit
you
you.
know, like, no,
Everything.
I never told anybody that, but
Yeah.
it's just like everything that like could have happened on top of everything that was happening, and it was just like it was just such a weird place, man. And I mean, I just
We're talking like 6 months ago,
mhm
8, 7 months ago. Really?
mhm, and it was just like such a weird place for me in my head, and I've never been in that type of position
Oh.
before, and I didn't know what to do, and I'm not going to get into detail on the situation, but honestly, the only reason it didn't happen is because the thing I was gonna do, I didn't think would be capable.
Mhm.
So like that's honestly the only reason that never happened. If I had a different evaluation, things maybe would have been different. And I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm thankful that it didn't. But like with that being said, is like, you know, I was in a position in the mental state to where I had no problem
Mm.
with, you know, taking myself off of this earth. And then, you know, you wake up that next day and you have such a different mind, and you know, you think differently, everything's more clear for you,
Yeah.
you know. And I just feel like, not necessarily saying like this is like me, you know, getting help, but the fact that I got to embrace the other side that I was going to take away from myself made
Mhm.
me realize how valuable my life is,
Yeah.
and definitely just changed my perspective. And you know, trying to get out of that hole, I mean, it's still tough. Like I still deal with a lot
Yeah.
of shit, but it's
It's a
all
journey.
self-inflictive, honestly. But you know, I mean, like being able to talk to somebody, like even like just explaining this to you, like
Mhm.
obviously I'm on my podcast and it's
Yeah.
gonna be for everybody, but like it's just like saying it to you makes me feel so much better.
Really? I'm always here for you,
You know what
bro.
I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like, and I just feel like a lot of people don't feel like that's what they want to do. Everybody wants to stay so sheltered
Mhm.
and to
Not.
themselves and just deal with what they're dealing with, and just act like people won't understand, which is kind of like
Yeah.
a thing. Like people shouldn't understand because your situation is going to be completely different than everybody else's
Absolutely.
situation. But being able to talk to somebody and just get a different perspective is so soothing for your mental, especially if your mental is capable of going to that dark place. You know, I just feel like if you are going through something, talk to somebody, whether it's your friend or even strangers. Like I've had conversations with strangers that I've had better than I have with most of my friends.
Because
Because
that's what a therapist pretty much is.
exactly,
You don't know a therapist
it's
when you walk in the room.
organic and real. Like, you know, like anybody, like,
yeah, anyone, chat with anyone, someone on the bus ride, train ride.
It's just, I just feel like, you know, people need to stop trying to be superheroes and just not necessarily say be like, you know, necessarily vocal about your situation, but talk to somebody if you have something instead of dealing with it, because it can take you to such a bad place, and
take a toll on you and your body.
That's what happened to me. Like I have like zero motivation, bro. Like I used to be a fucking bodybuilder. Like I've probably worked out maybe 100 times in the last 3 years.
Really?
And it's just like I just don't have motivation. Like there's just sometimes where I don't even get out of bed, and it's just like you try to find it, and you just don't.
I feel that way sometimes too.
It's just, you know, I feel like the more we talk about this, the easier it is for people to deal with.
Yeah.
Instead of, you know, sitting and looking at them same four walls. That's the way I look at it too. And it just sucks because, like, you know, as a personal trainer, like 90% of my clients that come to me, they want to get in shape, but they're here for a reason. Like they're obviously going through something in their life. They need to make a change.
Right.
So like, you know, I become like a therapist too at the same point. And it's like, you can ask me any type of question you want, especially if someone was in my position.
Yeah.
The things I would tell them is like, bro, like you should be a motivational speaker. Like,
really?
Like my aspect and view on everything is like legit. But like my problem is not listening to it. Like I can tell you all the right shit to do. Yeah, that's what I struggle with. You know, and it's just, you know, I'm not trying to drag on to that topic, but I just feel like that is such a thing that needs to be brought to the light. And, you know, if you need to talk, you can talk to me.
Yeah, speak up, let your voice be heard.
You never know who's gonna listen.
Yeah,
it could be anybody. But yeah, I mean, I've been holding on to that for a while, but I didn't think this would be the place.
Always come to me.
Didn't be the place to do it, but
well, I for one, along with many others, are happy I never got to that point.
Yeah, me too. Because then you wouldn't be on my podcast.
I want to be here. You want to be here. Now look at us.
Yeah, right. We're on the Croomtalk.
Yeah,
like, where else would you rather be? You know, it's funny, and it's like one thing that I enjoy the most about, you know, my job. I mean, is not necessarily that, but I guess just like having a platform is being able to help people. You know, and that's one of the things that keep me going. Like in my I think the last podcast I was talking about like being in that dark place. You know, and I got to work with, you know, Harrison Phillips playmakers, the kids with developmental differences, and how happy they would make me when I was in that dark place. And like just being able to help people, like, you know, I got to do so many like giveaways and raffles and like helping people and taking care of people, and that's like my favorite thing. Like people ask me like, "Oh, what's your favorite thing you got to do with your job?" And it's like people think I'm going to say like working with like an athlete or something, but it's just like the ability to help people, like
giving back.
I think, I don't remember what year. It was the COVID year, so it had to be 2020. I mean, Josh Norman, he made a Buffalo Bills blitz, or a Buffalo business blitz, where he was raising money for the struggling businesses in the pandemic. And that's the same time we beat the Ravens in the playoffs when Lamar got a concussion. And then everybody from Buffalo was sending Lamar Jackson's foundation money. And they sent him so much money, and like Josh Norman's has a foundation that's helping us, Buffalo, helping our community, and nobody's giving it any attention. So I'm just like, dude, how do I like
shine some light on it?
Yeah. So I didn't even reach out to Josh at first, but I just figured what I was doing would be something that anybody would agree with. So I made like a raffle. Well, so first I hit up Zach Moss and I bought 2 tickets for the AFC Championship game in Kansas City.
Mm-hmm.
So I bought them. He sent me the tickets, and I'm just like, I'm gonna do a raffle for these 2 tickets because that was like everybody wanted to go.
Yeah.
Like,
Why wouldn't you know?
so I'm just like, Josh Norman wore number 29, so I'm like, I'm gonna make a Cash App. You can donate $29 to, on behalf of the foundation to be entered and to win. And I'm trying to think of the exact number. I think it was 21,000.
You raised $21,000.
Yeah, $21,000 in like 4 days.
That's incredible.
And got to meet Josh, gave him the check, and just told him how thankful he was, and just that was like one thing. And then 2 years ago with Christmas, I did like a Christmas raffle. Gabe Davis donated. Mike Love did a raffle, like a 12 days of Christmas thing, just 12 items
Gifts,
and stuff like that, and that was super dope. And then unfortunately, we had the Tops mass shooting, and my instincts, as soon as that happened, I was like, what can we do to give back? Like,
help
what can I do? So I hit up Jody Fortson, who plays for the Chiefs, but he's from Buffalo, and I was just like, I want to do this, and I'd love to have you a part of it. And he was just telling me how his boy Dakari, over at Candles in the Sun, was doing something, because a lot of his foundation work is in that community. So I'm like, dude, that's perfect. So I reached out to Dakari because I know him, and I just like, dude, like, I don't know what I'm gonna do, but I'm just gonna post something, try to make a raffle, and just see how much money we can raise, and I want to give it to your foundation, because he's helping, like, that community,
right?
Like, they help pay for like victims' funerals and everything. So I'm just like, anything I can do to help. And it ended up blowing up, like, so where I just like was just like gonna give out, like, so Poyer offered me 2 sets of row 1 tickets, and I'm just like that's insane, because like I was already thinking, like, I kind of told myself, like, if we raise $1,000
foundation,
he
gave it to you for the foundation
to raise money
to raise money, yeah.
So I was super, like, I'm like, in my head, I'm like, if we raise $1,000, I'm gonna be super happy, because my goal was, I think we might have started on a Tuesday, and I wanted it to go to Friday, but I wanted the money to get right to where it needed to be as soon as possible. So I wasn't trying to drag the raffle, because it was such a fresh situation, and people needed the assistance as soon as possible. So I just remember Jordan Poyer donated 4 tickets, and then every time someone would donate something, I would post it. And then next thing you know, like, DMs and everything would start coming in. Yeah. Everybody's trying to give me items for this. And we ended up with, I think, like 54 items.
Wow.
For the raffle. And we raised $29,000.
Holy damn.
And that was such a, probably my favorite thing that I got to do to this point, especially just seeing the community come together. And the unfortunate part about that raffle is a lot of the people who gave me items never gave me items.
They never gave them to you?
Nope. So there's people out there. So I think I'm trying to remember exactly how many sets of game tickets there was. I want to say maybe 8 or 9, and 3 of them blocked me.
Wow.
When it was time to go to the games.
That's unreal.
And it really pissed me off, because the bills were hot, and I'm a man of my word no matter what.
Yeah,
like,
absolutely.
Especially if I say I'm gonna do something. So then it got to the point where I'm like, these people aren't getting fucked over.
Yeah.
So out of, I think, the 3 or 4 games, I had to spend $6,000 on Bills tickets out of my money that I didn't have, and I'm still like in a weird spot financially because of that situation. And it was just like, it wasn't even like, I could have got them like 300s, but I'm like, this is bullshit. Like, I put everybody in the bottom bowl. And it was just like, it was just super unfortunate that people would come together for a situation like that and just be a scumbag.
Screw you over.
Like, and I still have, and the raffle's still open. Like, I think I have like 16 people who didn't give me items yet.
Wow.
And I'm getting like threats. I'm getting called like a scam.
You're dealing with this.
And it's just so unfortunate, because all I'm trying to do is the right thing, and I allowed shitty people to be a part of this.
Yep.
Like, the people who were a part of it and donated for the cause, and just donated in general, I appreciate you, whether you wanted to or not. you know, but like the people who said they were going to give me items, like, and a lot of the items are like not necessarily one of ones, but they're not like something you can go
Yeah,
grab,
right.
you know.
Memorabilia.
So it's just like how the fuck do I make up for this? So it's like, dude, I'm still like wiggling my way through it, and it's just unfortunate because that put me in a position where it's like that bullshit's still going on,
Mm-hmm.
and now I intended to do like another Christmas thing last year, and I
Right.
couldn't because what do I look like trying to raise money to
Yeah.
do something else when I still have this that's still open? And I
Unfulfilled
tried to
gifts.
explain the situation to everybody, but people don't, you know,
Yeah.
people aren't in my shoes.
Well, they hate what they want to hear, and
So it's just like,
they,
you know, like I look like this scumbag and scam
yeah,
guy, and
scam,
it's just
a
like
fraud, probably
it's just bullshit because you
stuff that
know,
you shouldn't have to deal with, especially the name
but
calling.
it is because it's just my doing. I allowed, you know, that's why that's one thing too. Like, you know, try not to put people's
Yeah.
name on yours. And I
Right.
gave 53 people that opportunity, and
Mm.
a lot of them, you know, fucked it up. So I'm still working through that. It's just super unfortunate. You know, it's like I don't even have answers for a lot of the shit
Yeah.
because it's just like,
You
dude,
can't
like
get it.
some of the items, like, dude, there's like 2 items on there that are like, where the fuck am I gonna find
Yeah.
this? And it's just so annoying. And the hard part too is getting a hold of a lot of these people.
Like you
Like
said, they blocked you though.
well,
Some of
yeah,
them.
that too. But like
Yeah.
even just like the way I started to do the raffle is I try to give people the benefit of the doubt because I've done it before. Is where
Mm-hmm.
like, you know, whatever number you're picked is the choice you get for all these items that are
Yeah.
available. And that ended up taking like 7 weeks for me just to get the fifth person to respond.
Really.
And then I got stuck at 11 because they wouldn't respond to me at all.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, listen, I'm gonna give them time. Then I'm gonna go to number 12. And it got to the point where it's like a lot of these people wanted tickets to the games, and the games are like next
Yeah.
week. So I'm just like, fuck this. Like this is what everybody's getting. And then it got to the point where I'm just like, hey, can I get this? Blah 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 blah. Next, you know, it's like this person cannot be reached.
Yeah.
Blocked.
Wow.
And it's just like, I think what I'm gonna do because there was a lot of items on there that were
Mm-hmm.
just like, eh, you
Yeah.
know.
Kind of.
But I think I'm just gonna buy. It's just super unfortunate that I even have to do this because
Mm-hmm.
by the time I'm done with this, I'll probably be like $7,000 out of my own pocket.
That's unbelievable
But I think I'm just gonna get autographed jerseys for
for
everybody,
everybody.
and just it just
Give
sucks
them
too,
something
man. It
in
just
replace.
like I just want to do like good, and it just sucks that like that is something that I
Yeah.
have to deal with.
Yeah.
And I
People are.
honestly, I wish I was in a better position to where I could easily take care of this, but it's just unfortunately not
Yeah.
the case,
Financially, no.
you know.
Some
And
things
if
aren't
you're one of
possible.
those people out there that are a scumbag,
Yeah. Simple.
you know, because like,
They put a stain on such a beautiful thing, giving back to the
but I
community that
also
was
just feel
grieving.
like I'm not even gonna say it because I'm not gonna get rude, but
Yeah.
it's just unfortunate that you have not necessarily the privilege, but the honor to be a
Mm-hmm.
part of something special
Right.
because helping out in this way is such a beautiful thing, especially like
Absolutely.
because
Yeah.
I got to go down there and actually help out with the
Yeah.
foundation and just to see the grieving people and how thankful they are
Mm-hmm.
for just getting a bag of oranges and apples and like baby food and diapers
Yeah.
and shit like is such an overwhelming thing. Like that's why I said like helping people like raising the money was cool
Mm-hmm.
and great because you know what it was going for, but being down there like with your feet on the ground and
Yeah.
actually
Seeing it.
participating, it was just like, you know, because you don't, you know, we live in South Buffalo, so
Yeah.
you know how many people don't understand that.
Right.
Like especially because Tops over there, that's the only grocery store around there.
Around there, yeah, in
There's
that
not
area.
like a grocery
I have
store
friends that go to that Tops.
anywhere near there. So it's like that's all they have. So like what you know, Wendakari and his group of phenomenal people go down there and they set up a tent, you know, lines around the corner, and you know you never hear so many thank yous and
Mhm.
just you know, just people just being so thankful.
Yeah,
And
that's
that's
touching.
such a fucking
Gives your life a whole new meaning.
awesome
You know?
feeling. Like I would honestly recommend that to anybody. Like if you're in a weird mental place, like go help people.
Mm-hmm.
Like that because not only does it humble you, it puts you in such a different mental state to show you that the value you have and how different your life is, and because you don't know what other people are going through until you witness it, you know, like that's why I said like the Harrison Phillips shit, like
Mm-hmm.
that stuff is like, yeah, I got a phone call yesterday from the foundation
Really?
to work with them on June 12th.
Harrison Phillips?
Yes, and it's just like I cried when I hung up the phone because
Yeah.
I'm like, I can't fucking wait.
Yeah, love
Like
that.
it's like, you know, that's
That's awesome that they thought of you, you know.
yeah. It's just such a great feeling to be able to help people, and it's just unfortunate there's people kind of to derail that, you know, especially because that's like the one thing that makes
Yeah.
me happy is having a platform to
Help
be able to do
people.
these things, and there's people who kind of diminish it and give me a bad name in some aspect because I know a lot of people understand the situation, but it's just super unfortunate
Yeah.
because if I was in their shoes and I did a raffle last year,
Mm-hmm.
you know, I'd be a little fucking pissed off
Right,
too.
yeah.
So I completely understand, but you know, just trying to chug along and make it all make sense. So I can't wait for it to be done because there's so many things that I am looking forward to doing. Like
In
I
the
plan
future,
to
right?
do like a Thanksgiving giveaway, like a
Yeah.
you know, giving out turkeys and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Want
Canned goods, stuff like that.
yeah, I want to do something cool for Halloween, I think too. Like kind of get like a like a mini carnival kind of thing,
Okay.
you know, for
Yeah.
free where you know kids come get the candy, maybe like a petting zoo of some sort.
Nice.
Just
Like a little corn
that's
maze,
what I
maybe.
want to that's what I want to do, and like I want to do like a Christmas thing because I have like Santa
Yeah.
outfits and all that stuff, and I'm a photographer, and I want to do like I would just love to have like a winter wonderland,
Yeah.
like
Like a snow globe kind
or
of
just
action.
yeah, just like have kids come out, get pictures with Santa
Yeah.
Claus, high quality pictures because I'm taking them, and it's just like just give back because I'm just so thankful for so many things that I've been able to do that
Yeah.
like there's not even enough that I can do to compensate that level of things that I've been able to do, and I just want to keep like stacking those days of like
Yeah.
helping people. So I mean, I plan to kind of put this shit to rest very soon once I get a couple things squared away
Yeah.
and just kind of get back to it.
I'm sure you'll do it too.
Have to.
You do everything you put your mind to.
Yes,
That's one thing
sir.
I know about you.
But you know, you can't do those things without a solid crew, though. You know what I'm
Absolutely.
saying? Like
It's
even this
true.
podcast, like people think it's just. I mean, it is today,
Yeah.
but like you know, it's not just hitting a button on a camera. Somebody needs to monitor the audio. Somebody needs to make sure the cameras are running, the lighting, everything. So usually when we record a podcast, there's a good 5 or 6 people in here
Yeah.
helping out, and without having that solid crew, things like this wouldn't be possible.
Absolutely.
You
Need
know.
the people with you. Need a team.
Yes, sir.
No one gets to the top solo.
But do you wanna help out on the Harrison Phillips
Yeah.
day? It's 9 to 12.
Is he still doing it?
Yeah.
Oh,
He'll
really?
be here, yeah. It's on Father's Day. I think it's the 12th, right? June 12th should be Father's Day.
June 12th should be, yeah. Oh, is it? Is it always
June
the
18th.
3rd? Yeah.
June 18th,
June
I'm
18th is
sorry.
Father's Day?
Yes, June 18th.
So, but Phillips is on that day too?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Father's Day is always the 3rd Sunday.
Yeah. But, I mean, especially Blake. You'll love Blake. Blake's the
Blake
kid
who?
who helped me out with my Christmas stuff.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Blake's awesome.
Your buddy?
Yeah.
Okay.
So his mother's the one who runs Harrison's thing.
Did he go shopping with you?
Yeah.
That was a cool video.
Yeah.
That's a dope video. That's probably
And
one of my
that's
favorite
exactly,
videos.
and it's just like, I want to do those things all the time. And
Yeah.
unfortunately, being in this weird raffle bullshit, I didn't feel like it would be right to do that
Yeah,
because
yeah.
I owe that to the people
Mhm.
who participated, and I
Yeah.
just feel like it's not fair.
Donated their money.
And it's not. It's just sucks because it's just like shitty people are holding me back from helping other
Yeah.
people.
Puts a halt on things too.
Yeah, and it's just like everything's supposed to be bigger and bigger every time you do it. And now it's just like almost I feel like I got to start over. You
Right,
know,
something
because
small.
there was so much anticipation going into that Christmas one. Awesome video, awesome
Yeah.
content, like just a beautiful outcome. Let alone, I don't think I can find better people to take care of too.
Yeah, that was beautiful. They were so happy.
I fucking trying to play Santa. I never did before.
Mhm.
I mean, because when I put the
Yeah.
suit on, I'm just like, how hard can this be? Just
Yeah.
deepen your voice and say ho ho ho.
Yeah.
And the first situation was super cool, like especially because we gave them an Oculus as a family,
Yeah.
and just seeing like even the dad's reaction was super like
Yeah.
Like he was just like mind blown.
He didn't expect any of that either, right?
No.
Wow.
And it was just another one of those situations like you don't know what they're going through. So their mother was in the hospital on a ventilator with COVID.
Wow.
So it's just like, here I am making these people smile somehow. Like with knowing what they have going on is like, so I'm sitting there trying to play Santa Claus and I'm just like, how the fuck am I not crying right here? And I'm just, I mean, if you see in the video, you can hear my voice crack a little bit.
Yeah.
But the second place, bro, they lived in a motel. There was 4 kids.
Wow.
Dad and his girlfriend.
And a dog, right?
And 2 dogs and a cat.
Wow.
And this is a motel room.
Yeah.
Like where like the bathroom and the sink and the beds are all in the same place. And they lived there for a year.
Wow.
So like outside of the motel room is like a big, I don't know how big you would say that bin is. Maybe like 10, probably 20 gallons.
Yeah.
Like a 20-gallon bin with all their food in it. And it's cold outside because it's Christmas time. And like that's their fridge.
Wow.
And like you go in there, like they had the toaster on the sink. Like everything they own is just like hugged up on the wall. You can barely walk in there. And it was mind blowing because they had a fucking Christmas tree in there. And it's like, you have every reason to just fucking give up. And you're still like, we're putting a Christmas tree in here. And like, it was just so mind blowing to me. And then, you know, the best thing that I did was I had all the families and the kids write a letter to Santa.
What they wanted.
Exactly. So it wasn't like, you know, getting gifts from your grandparents. Like, oh, fuck yeah. You know.
Dude, t-shirts.
Yeah, you shouldn't have.
Pains.
So it was super dope. So I was like, the kid liked Pikachu. So there was just like, it's in the video too. And it's just like the softest like stuffed animal ever.
Yeah.
And it's just a stuffed animal.
Right.
You know? So like my goal for all of this was to go to each house. I think this was 2 days before Christmas, maybe even 3, and just get like, you know, just show face, give the kids a couple gifts, and then Christmas night I would go there and give the parents all the presents so they can, some of it would be from Santa and some of it would be from them because they obviously couldn't, you know, kind of participate in Christmas, and I wanted them to be a part of it. So like they had no idea. Like we showed up with like bins and bins of like gifts that were for them to give to their kids. And, you know, going into the motel with 2 gifts, I brought the kid because he likes Star Wars. I got him like a super cool Star Wars hoodie, and then I got that stuffed animal Pikachu.
Kids got good taste.
Yeah, and so like we had so much stuff that was not even given to them yet because it was like, you know, like big comforter blankets, like super fuzzy pillows and stuff. But we still had all that stuff. And like I go in there and I'm just like, you know, ho, ho, ho. Like, and I'm just like, I know their names. So I'm like, oh, you must be.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, I'm in there and I'm like, oh, I heard you like Pikachu. And I give this kid the stuffed animal. This kid starts crying. Yeah. And then he's not like a little kid. Like he's, you know, like not necessarily a grown kid, but he's not like a little kid that you would expect that from. And I'm saying it's just a stuffed animal. Yeah. And this kid's crying. Oh my God. And I'm just sitting there I'm just like, I'm just like, holy shit. You know, and that's when I was just like so thankful for being able to do it because I'm like, this kid got a fucking stuffed animal.
Yeah, he's so happy.
And you would think I gave him $1 million.
I think he got like the real Pikachu. And
I was just like, you can hear it in the video. I start crying. I'm just like, and I'm just still trying to be Santa at the same time. And it's just like, it's like, yeah, like, and that's why I'm like, I gotta figure this out. But like after seeing that, like so much of the stuff that we got for them wouldn't have made sense after seeing the situation. Like if we gave them everything, like there'd be no room, especially like the pillows. Like the pillows were like these big ass pillows, let alone like 4 of them. Right. So we took them back to Target and like just like seeing the situation, we bought them fucking cell phones.
Really?
Gave them 6 months of service.
Wow.
So it's just like, I think getting like a little preview of the situation instead of just kind of going off of what you were told changed everything. But like that was probably like the highlight of my year, and it was literally like one of the last days of it.
Really?
It's just such a fucking
That's a beautiful moment.
awesome thing to do. And it's just like, but it sucks now because now I feel like once I get to do it again, my expectations are going to be
Yeah.
so high.
Yeah. Gotta
But
get a kid is so pissed.
see, I thought that would have been the
Yeah.
situation, but everybody was so receptive.
Oh.
But it's just like, I think finding people like is the hard part. Like, thankfully, you know,
Yeah.
I know people who work and you know work with those type of kids and families, so it was kind of easier to
Mhm.
navigate. But like, I want to do, like, we got to take care of 2 families. You could have took care of probably more
Mm-hmm.
because we had $3,500, but you know
That's a lot of money on a
we
Christmas.
just fucking. But we got him like legit stuff,
Right.
like the kid. I gave him a Pikachu Nintendo. What's the Switch?
Nintendo Switch.
Switch controller.
Nice.
Like it wasn't like, you know, shopping at like some bullshit store.
Yeah.
Like, we went to Target. Shout out to Target because Walmart kicked us out and threatened to arrest me and take me to jail and threatened me that I was going to spend my Christmas in jail
For
when I was
what?
trying to fucking shop. And I told them that's
With
what
the
I was
camera?
doing. Yeah.
Wow.
They're like, you can't film in here. I'm like, listen, like, if you let us film in here, I'll pay $1,000 off of us, off somebody's layaway. Like, no, like, they're like, you got 5 seconds to get out of here or else you're going to spend your jail in Christmas. I'm like, I'm out here trying to help kids and do right.
Yeah, yeah.
So Walmart on Walden,
Wow.
y'all can. But
should-
Target was super
That should
dope.
still be the flea market, anyways.
Target was super, super dope. We told them what they were doing. They loved it. They opened up our own register for us.
Wow.
I gave the lady who cashed us out a $50 gift card. Target was awesome about that situation. And it was super nerve-wracking because you would think it'd be the other way around.
Yeah, yeah.
You would think Target wouldn't want you to film in there
Mhm.
because Target's higher up. So it was like, as soon as Walmart said no,
You're like, damn it.
I'm like, we might be fucked.
Yeah.
Because it's just like, it's one of those things that shouldn't be a problem. But like, their whole thing is like people being on camera and stuff like
Privacy.
that. But like, nobody's putting nobody on camera.
Right.
Like,
If they are, I'll blur you out.
like it was just a weird thing that definitely almost like killed the vibe of
Yeah.
the whole thing. But Target definitely saved the day.
I'm sure the Walton family would not like that.
Huh?
The Walton family.
Who's that?
Owners of Walmart.
Oh, well, get a better policy.
Yeah.
But the thing that frustrates me the most about the situation is if we would have been able to go to Walmart, we would have been able to get so much more stuff.
More stuff, right.
Because it wouldn't have been as expensive, and there's such a diversity of things you can buy. You know, Target from in that aspect is not as,
Right.
you know,
Especially a super Walmart.
yeah,
It's my favorite place to go.
like the things that there was things we weren't able to get because we couldn't go to Walmart. But if we would have been able to go to Walmart, we probably would have got at least 50 or 60 more gifts.
Wow.
But it was just like, it was so cool to be personable. Like, I think there was like 7 of us in the store shopping, and
Really?
each cart had like a list of exactly
What
what
to
to
get.
get, how old, what they like, and it was just super like easy. Like the Christmas the letter to Santa
Yeah.
made everything so smooth, and it's just like, I can't.
You definitely have to do that again.
Oh, I'm going
Have to.
I'm going to. I have to.
And nothing beats like Christmas spirit.
It does, and
People are so
especially
happy.
because like when you get older, man, it just fucking
Yeah,
you're
it
so not
does.
into it. Because for some reason, I just feel like once you get older, like your family's no longer like a thing.
Mhm.
Like everybody's kind of doing this, doing that.
Mhm.
Like nobody's like passionate. Like when you were a kid, like hanging out with your family and just
The best thing.
people being excited about Christmas
Yeah.
was like. But I feel like now with Christmas, people get frustrated because I feel like it's like a liquid I bought kind of thing, and I feel like people
Yeah.
get stressed and overwhelmed because they feel like the expectations are like,
Right.
I need to
Yeah,
buy
spend
the
so much
best
money.
gifts and stuff, and it just
Right.
becomes a chore. Christmas used to be like, you know, when we were kids, we'd get like a Nerf football and be like,
Yeah.
fuck yeah, you know.
It really
But
is the thought that matters the most.
I think kids are just so ungrateful now.
No. Everyone has an
if
iPad.
If it's not an iPad or an
Something.
iPhone or Fortnite,
Crazy.
you know, these
Fortnite,
kids don't give
Minecraft.
a shit.
All about their electronics now.
Yeah. Yeah, this generation's so different.
Mm-hmm.
So different. Like I was talking to you about the PSP, right?
PSP, yeah.
Like if the PSP came out right now, it would be the hottest thing on the
Ever.
market. It was just so ahead of its time.
Absolutely.
That thing was
PlayStation
legit,
Portable.
bro.
That thing was, yeah.
I remember playing Tony Hawk on that.
I think it was sweet.
Like, I bet you, imagine playing
was
Call of
huge. It was
Duty on
like
that
this.
shit. Yeah,
Yeah.
it was
Big old
it might even be
screen. Yeah.
smaller. Yeah, and it was clean too. It
Yeah, it
wasn't
was.
like a Game
It was
Boy type of
sleek. Yeah.
quality. Like, even like my daughter, dude, she's got a fucking iPhone and the newest iPad. And I don't think I even got my first cell phone until I was maybe 13 or 14.
Yeah, probably the same age for me. Yeah.
And I had like the blue flip phone Kyocera.
I had a Virgin Mobile flip phone.
It's pretty much like, my kid's got an iPad. She's got like the iPhone 12.
Yeah.
Don't care. She already broke like
Don't
3
care. Drops it.
iPhones. Yeah, don't care. Eat food, put food
Yeah.
on it. And I just remember when we were younger, like, especially me, like, I grew up broke. Like,
Yeah.
if my phone broke, I'd probably have to wait a month to get a new one.
I remember my first phone. I think I had it for like a week. I put it in the washing machine.
Yeah.
I was so upset.
So you might be able to get away with
That
that,
was my
with
test.
technology now, but
Yeah.
back then, that's
No.
see you later, bye.
Later. Had to get a whole new ringback tone and everything.
I used to love your ringback tone. The orchestra.
that was a classic.
Do people even have ringtones anymore? I feel like if you have an
Ringtones?
iPhone, it's just like
Just vibrate.
it's like,
right?
yeah. I feel like it's embarrassing if your phone goes off in
Yeah.
public, like just ringing in general. Let alone like if you have some ratchet ass music, I'd feel so embarrassed.
Actually, working, I'd hear some random ringtones sometimes.
Yeah.
Like, earlier today, actually, or was it yesterday? I was just sitting
So
there.
I'll tell you what I want.
I'm just sitting there, right? And then I just start hearing something randomly. It's a motorcycle revving up.
Yeah.
Like,
You're just looking out the
I'm
window.
I'm like, what is going on? Like, where this dude's ringtone next to me. I'm like, what is that, dude? Change that.
Yeah. I've heard like the Bills' third down horn as a ringtone, a shout song. You got
They're
people who
cool.
still got like NBA young boy just
Yeah.
swearing away when the phone rings. Then you got the people who like let people hear the ringtone.
Uh-huh.
Like they're just like, let me just let it ring a
Yeah,
little
yeah,
bit so
let-
everybody can catch this vibe.
Yeah.
Shit, I think that's embarrassing if your phone goes off in public. I can't stand it.
I think Hotline Bling used to be one of my
Yeah?
ringtones.
See,
think it had to
last time
be.
I had a ringtone is when you used to have to record it.
Yeah, record it. I remember
Yeah.
that.
I think mine
Everyone,
was
shh, everyone be quiet.
yeah. Mine was I think the name of the song is it Piggy Bank by G Unit?
Yeah, 50 Cent.
Yeah, click it
Geek,
deep.
clank,
Yeah, that's what I had
clickety,
as mine.
clank.
Yeah, that was technology is different. I don't even know how would you get a ringtone now? You can just use the songs on your phone now, right? You don't need like
yeah.
Because remember, you used to have to
Easy
buy
way.
them. Remember when they
Yeah.
had the commercial? It would show you like
Yep.
the 6-pack you can get.
Yeah. I've always had Verizon, so you like go to the Verizon store,
Yeah.
spend some credits.
Yeah. It's
I'll get, like, my lip gloss is
technology
popping or
a
something.
wild place, dude.
Yeah, from where we still pay for it. You got to pay if you have Apple Music. You got to
Yeah.
pay $11.
I think Apple
Spotify,
Music's so
same thing.
clutch, bro.
Yeah.
Like my uncle, he's so like out of hip, like with technology.
Really?
He like buys songs on iTunes and stuff. Still.
Really? You buy whole albums?
It's like, bro, that shit. But it's like, why would you not want
Yeah.
Apple Music?
You get it
Exactly.
for the
It's
same
already
price as the
there.
album.
Let
It's
alone
not like
unlimited.
it's not like you're buying like a vinyl. You're buying
Yeah.
a digital album.
Even though I got some vinyls.
Vinyls are clutch. I
bought-
would absolutely get a
But
vinyl of my favorite
I got
artist.
all the Luke Combs albums and vinyls
Yeah.
still wrapped in the plastic.
Yeah, that's your favorite artist.
I know.
My favorite artist is Black. He's coming out with an album the day after
Didn't
my
he just
birthday.
come out with an album though?
Day after my birthday, it
But
comes
didn't
out.
he just come out with an album?
His last album was 5 years ago.
What did he just release though? Did he release a mixtape or something?
Black?
Yeah.
He dropped. He keeps
drops-
dropping singles every week.
Oh,
I
I
think
just
he
feel
has
like
like 4
dropped
singles out.
something like recently.
He
like-
dropped a song today.
Yeah. I thought he dropped like an album like a couple months ago.
He dropped an EP like that was still probably a couple years ago though.
Yeah. See,
Yeah.
I swore that's who I was thinking of.
He's a man.
Yeah.
But that's a guy I would buy a vinyl
Yeah.
just to have.
You should.
I should.
They're not
I
expensive.
gotta pre-order it
Is it available?
for pre-order. Yeah,
Like a vinyl
and a
is?
T-shirt. Yeah,
Yeah. That's dope. So I'm gonna make my own T-shirt for Luke Combs.
that'd be cool.
So I have a pit ticket. So my goal is a
Yeah.
shotgun and beer with Luke Combs.
Oh yeah.
I'm setting the bar high.
I feel like he's a cool dude too. So
Yeah, and
That's
he
achievable.
can shotgun like a motherfucker.
really,
Yeah,
but so can you.
yeah, but he's different. I'll show
Really?
you. A
You
video
gotta
of
show
him
me a video.
shotgunning. But I'm gonna get a shirt made. So he has a song called "One Too Many,"
Okay.
And like in the middle of the song, he's like, "What you say we shotgun one?" And like the song kind of comes to like an interlude.
Yeah.
And like at his concerts, he actually shotguns a beer in that point. So I'm gonna get a cartoon of me and him. I'm gonna get a cartoon made
Yeah.
of me and him, and he
Yeah.
drinks Miller Lite. So I'm gonna get him cartoon figures of me and him shotgunning
That's
Miller Lights,
sweet.
and put "What you say we shotgun one" on my shirt. And I'm gonna try not to be like super fanny about it. I'm
Yeah.
not trying to be there
Oh,
like,
he said,
but
see me?
I think I'm gonna shoot my shot when the opportunity presents itself.
Joe, you're no little guy though. He's gonna see you.
That's why I'm
Yeah,
thinking I
he's
have
gonna
this
see you.
edge. But I just also feel like there's gonna be a bunch of little ass cowgirls in my way.
Yeah,
Like,
true.
so I don't know. I mean, I guess if you put your mind to it, you can do
You
anything
can
you
do
want,
it.
right?
Yeah.
Hey, it's either that or I'm going the fuck up
So
there
how's the
unwillingly.
pit work? It's like first come first serve.
Yeah,
Did you get
general
there?
admission.
Oh,
At
you
least
just
I
run up,
think.
try to get to the fence.
I mean, I don't know. Like, it's funny. I talk about it all the time. I was like, dude, you're gonna have to get there early.
Yeah. Yeah,
I was
camp
like,
out.
I'm not fucking. I don't know if I'm about to be out there like that.
So, would you ever wait in line for something, or have you?
2 Chainz concert.
2 Chainz.
Yeah,
He was still Titty Boy.
back in the day.
Wow.
This had to be probably 2015 or 14.
That was before No Lie, right?
No, it
Had to
might
be.
it might have been because I remember seeing him at Darien Lake with
And he
Meek
did-
and
yeah.
Waka, right?
Yeah.
I'm trying to think.
He was with Drake at Darien Lake.
Yeah,
They did No Lie together.
yeah. It might have been before that, dude.
Really?
I don't know. But I remember I bought these tickets. I was still in high school. I feel like it was still high school anyway.
Yeah.
But I bought these 2 tickets as soon as they came out. The concert wasn't for like 4 months. The concert was at Town Ballroom, and it was cold outside. I don't remember what time of year, but it was
Yeah.
cold. And we went and waited in line at 3:00. I think the doors didn't open till 7. And I had like a black V-neck on, and my aunt's boyfriend had like a black T-shirt and a black hoodie. And we're just sitting there laughing because we're waiting in line on Main Street,
All right.
right next to the police station.
Happy.
Like, just like, everybody's like, oh, what are you doing? Like,
Yeah.
waiting in line for a concert. Like, yeah, wasn't it like
Yeah.
5 hours?
Where's the line?
Yeah. So, I don't know, because the reason I was waiting is because he would take a picture of like him with the crowd.
Mhm.
And I'm just like, I'm going to be in that
Yeah.
picture. I'm going to be right. Like, I had a vision and
Yeah, you
everything.
wanted
I
to be
like,
there.
knew the peace sign I was throwing
Yeah.
up. I had it all planned out. So, like, as the time's going by, people end up starting to get in the line. So, it's not as, like, embarrassing as it was at first. And, like, the whole time I'm trying to, like, I've never been there. So, I'm just like, I don't know where to go once I get in there, but I need to figure out how to get to the front of the stage. So, I'm, like, online trying to look at people's photos and shit, like, trying to figure out, like, where to run to once I
Yeah.
get in there. And I'm like, we already had a game plan. I start getting anxiety and shit. I'm like,
Right, yeah.
bro, just stick with me. Like, we're gonna go. And I just remember, had to be like 6:40. Doors were open up, and there's probably about a good 600-700 people in line. And then security comes out. Dude puts his hands in his little vest,
Yeah.
and he's like, you're not coming in. And I look behind me.
Yeah.
Like, who are you talking
Yeah.
to?
Sorry, guys.
Like, me? He's like, yeah. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, I'm a
Yeah,
kid.
what'd you do?
I'm like a kid. I'm a kid.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
not like a grown ass man at
Like,
this
I
point.
didn't
And he's
sit
like,
here.
yeah, you're not getting in. And I'm like, why? He's like, you have a blank black shirt on. It's gang related. You're not allowed to wear any type of blank shit. And I just thought it was a joke.
Right.
I'm just like, haha, that's a fucking V-neck. Like, it's like, nah. And he's like, yeah, your boy's not getting in either. And he had a hoodie on. So he's like, I'll just throw the hoodie out. I don't care.
Right.
They're like, nah, you have a black shirt on. It's gang related. You can't have any type of plain colors. And in my head, I'm like, what the fuck do you
Yeah,
want us to
all
do?
black.
And then I'm thinking, like, bro, we got 20 minutes.
Yeah.
I'll tell these people to hold our spot. We'll try to fucking figure out where to get a T-shirt. So I've never been downtown. So I'm thinking, like, in anywhere, there's just a gas
Yeah.
station at the corner
Some
somewhere.
sort of store.
So bro, we ran around for probably 40 minutes. Just, like, anywhere. I'm talking, like, I don't know what the distance is. They're not even open anymore. What is it, Prima Pizza?
Yeah, yeah.
Bro, we ran from fucking Town Ballroom to Prima Pizza
Yeah.
before we realized we weren't going to get a
It
T-shirt.
used to be the spot back in high school.
And then I ended up not going to the shit concert and had to sell my tickets for $30.
And
But I did finish my night at Prima Pizza.
You did?
That
It's
shit
good.
slaps. Like,
It's
it sucks
good.
that it's closed.
I agree. 'Cause I went to school right up the street.
Are they out of business?
Yeah,
Like
they're
obviously
done.
they're out of business, but no, there's no pizza there now, is there?
I don't think so.
Because
I
that
haven't
place
been
is
down.
big,
Like,
ain't it? I
yeah,
thought it was huge. Isn't it
yeah,
like
up and down,
upstairs and
upstairs,
shit?
downstairs
Yeah.
seating. I can't believe the security guard didn't let you go buy like merchandise, like a T-shirt.
Yeah, dude. It was like I felt like it was an ego thing. I was kind of shredded
Yeah.
at the time,
Yeah,
so he
yeah.
probably felt intimidated,
Right.
and he was like,
This guy's bigger than
"I
me.
gotta fucking put this kid in his
Yeah.
place." But that shit like ruined a lot. Like the sad thing is I looked forward to that concert for
Yeah.
2 months. Like, and I was like a super
You wanted
cocky.
that
I was a
picture.
cocky little shit too. So I'd always
Yeah.
be like, oh, going to the 2 Chainz concert,
Yeah.
you're not, ha
Yeah.
ha ha. And it was like, well, fucking jokes
Yeah.
on me.
Thought he was gonna be his opening act.
Yeah, dude. I thought he was gonna let me spit because I was
Yeah.
rapping at the time
Yeah.
too. Like, yeah, that was probably the only time I've ever waited for like a general admission kind of thing. I mean, lawn tickets at Darien Lake are
Yeah.
usually you show up halfway through the concert anyway with
Right.
those.
Right. Now people go crazy for waiting. I remember I went to New York City for
Justin
the ball
Bieber?
drop.
Oh,
The ball drop. Dude, these people were waiting out there for like 2 days.
to what? Like get on the rail?
For like, yeah.
Like where the
For
cameras
like Ryan
and shit
Seacrest
is?
and stuff. Yeah. Where the performers are.
Fuck.
It was the year
that.
Miley Cyrus was performing Wrecking Ball too.
Yeah.
Couldn't believe it.
It's crazy.
place is
I can only
insane.
imagine, like, because I feel like the Luke Combs concert's gonna be huge because he's not from Nashville, but he lives in Nashville and
Yeah.
he's lived there for quite some time at the start of his career. And I just feel like not only is this a huge concert for
Yeah.
him, I just feel like it doesn't get more country than Nashville.
No, right?
So I feel like people are gonna come out of the woodwork, and I feel like this is gonna be a real deal show. Let alone it's at the fucking Titan Stadium, so
Yeah.
it's like,
People love him.
I mean, me as well.
Yeah, you
I
included.
I can only imagine how nuts this is gonna
Yeah.
be.
You're gonna have
like,
a blast.
I kind of want to just see like how early someone's gonna be in line
Yeah.
because I don't think it'll be it'll be me.
No, probably not.
I
People are
mean,
gonna camp out there all night
Yeah,
for sure.
but that's why I'm wondering like how many tickets are general
Yeah.
admission because
It's not
it's
like
not a small because it's not. I don't think I'd have to look at this.
Assuming the weather's good too. It's not like
Yeah, that's one
up
thing
here,
too. I try not to even think about
It's
it.
gonna be nice.
I mean, even if it rains, I don't give a fuck.
Right.
Because as soon as when it rains, it pours comes on.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna be in
Yeah.
my element. Me and my
Perfect.
cowboy hat.
In your element.
Yeah, well, that's gonna be a good time. You should go.
I want to go really bad. Not to the concert, but to Nashville.
Just do it.
Send it.
I mean, what you got to lose?
I'll send.
I think it'll be cheap as fuck. So me and Chris are paying $333 each for our 2 rooms. So if we split that between 3,
Yeah.
it'd be $222 a person.
Yeah. Not bad. For 4 days, 3 nights.
Yeah, I mean, you don't have to worry about anything else.
Yeah.
Everything else is taken care of. We already got a car, food.
I'll figure it out. Work some things out.
Just flip a coin. Let's
Flip a
just
coin?
let's just get crazy.
You crazy? Just do it.
What if I don't have a coin?
Go to Nashville.
Yeah, I mean, you've
Some
been there
Raising
before,
Cane's.
right?
I went there right before the pandemic started.
Yeah. Did you see? Didn't get to really enjoy it?
Almost
Oh, you did.
like 3 years ago at this point.
Did you get to enjoy it, or did they
I
shut
got
shit
to
down?
enjoy it for like 1 night.
And then they shut shit down.
1 day, 1 night, pretty much. Yeah, and then like the mayor got on the news and announced he was shutting it down.
Oh, so you didn't get to really enjoy Nashville.
Not
So
like
this
in
is like a
full
run it back
extent.
turbo. You got a
Yeah,
Jordan Poyer
right.
this situation.
Right.
There should be room in the back seat with all my podcast equipment.
Yeah.
Someone's got to hold
I'll
it.
be laying with it. Make sure it doesn't get scratched.
Well, I think it should be easy, honestly. I mean, because it's gonna be both of our golf clubs, whatever Chris has. I mean, honestly, this is gonna be the pain in the ass.
This huge thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I
It's
want
even
to. I want to
bright.
bring this. But I don't know.
You want to?
Yeah, because this is perfect. Well, the
Yeah.
grid is why I want it.
The
So, like,
honeycomb, right?
because it's directional light. If I
Yeah.
took the grid off, the light would be like this.
Everywhere.
So I just don't have a grid for my octoboxes, which I don't even know because this covers more ground. Like this is perfect.
I don't even
for
know what an octobox is.
the one I took off there. It's an octagon,
Okay.
but I just don't have a grid for it. And I feel like this is perfect for what
yeah,
we're doing.
This is nice.
But it's just
It's
like
bright as hell.
I don't even remember how I put it together. So I might just take it apart and just figure it out.
You'll figure it out.
But like bringing the amount of shit that I brought to Florida was already like holy shit.
Mm-hmm.
But like the amount of shit I'm bringing to Nashville
Yeah,
is
it's a
gonna
lot
be
more.
because I'm bringing everything. I'm bringing
Yeah.
all the
You gotta be
accent
ready.
lights and everything. I'm like, because when
Monitor.
I went to Florida, I literally just brought my 2 LED panels,
Yeah.
and they were gonna be super bright, but it was just like it is what it is, and
Yeah,
I
right.
was gonna just be okay with it. But this is like such a clean, softer light, and everything looks perfect. And I want to carry that same energy with me to Nashville. So
Nashville.
you should
Nice.
go. You can help me with the pods too. That'd be perfect.
Yeah. Would you ever do a podcast outside in the sun?
Probably not in the
No.
sun. Not because the only reason I wouldn't do it is just it'd be annoying for the cameras.
Right, that's true.
Like
Yeah.
especially in the sun, everything
Lighting
washes
would be
out.
good, but the cameras would suck.
I wouldn't care, but it would just more but be the quality of the camera. So like
Good focus.
no, it would just be too bright.
Oh,
It'd be
really?
washed out. Everybody be shiny and it'd be harsh lighting. Like this
Gotcha.
is such a controlled
Clean.
soft light.
Yeah.
Like that's why. I mean, I wouldn't mind doing something outside, but it would need to be in a controlled light.
Gotcha.
I mean, I can get away with it, don't get me wrong, but I'm a perfectionist,
Yeah.
and if I can't be in full control of my environment, I don't want to do it because then I'm just leaving the expectation and the outcome
Right.
in somebody else's hands.
It's true.
I wouldn't mind it, though.
One cloud comes, just messes everything up.
Yeah. I mean, I can put them on, like, auto to where, like, the exposure will adjust, but sometimes the camera makes its own choice that I wouldn't necessarily choose to, and once you do that, it's kind of hard to recover it.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I don't know. The one I'd be more worried about the wind.
The wind, yeah.
Yeah.
Knocking it over.
No, just like in the mics.
Oh yeah.
That's
think
one thing I
about that
can't
either.
stand is wind noise, bro. I watch people
Really?
fishing on YouTube and shit all the time.
You hear the
And you
wind.
just hear the wind whistling through the mic. And like,
Come on, dude.
it's cringy.
That's the same way when I'm like on the game or something. I hear someone's like fan blowing in there.
Yeah, dude, it's funny because
Yeah.
I used to be that guy.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, that's the worst. I'm like, bro, come on, what's going on?
Yeah, because I used to play in this little ass room and it'd be hot, and I would turn like my AC and the fan
Yeah.
on, and like
That's all you hear.
you don't think about anything because you're playing, but really it's just like
The whole time.
So yo, if somebody's in a fan, I'll
Yeah.
turn up like, yeah, man, I hear that too. It's like, damn, they caught me. It'll be like
Now
cool.
you're
Like
sitting there
if
sweating.
I'm in like Warzone, I'll die. I'll just mute my mic and turn my
Yeah.
fan back on. Sometimes I'll just die on purpose.
Yeah, right.
Like, dude, it's getting too hot in here.
Yeah. That's funny.
But yeah, I mean, you should slide to Nashville.
Try making it happen.
Yeah, but what do you got to try to do? Say yes.
Say yes, yeah. Just because I'm going on vacation like the next week. That's the only
Yeah, but
reason.
what's the
That's the only reason. I feel like I need to like be here.
for what?
Work.
Just
A little
cut.
bit.
Be like, hey, dude, I'm leaving for 4 days. You need a
Yeah.
cut. Hit me up beforehand.
Yeah, right. That's true.
Yeah, then you could cut everybody while you're down there.
Yes, I could do that too.
Yeah.
Some money.
Yeah, right. Be like, yo, Justin's not paying to stay at the house, but he is gonna
Yeah,
cut our
I'll
hair.
cut all your hair. Every single day.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Like, yo, I think a little bit grew back right here.
Yeah, I got you. I wouldn't mind doing that. But I wouldn't expect no free ride, though. It's,
Free ride.
yeah, because cutting's easy.
Well, then, I don't know.
What was that?
I don't know. One of the lights went
Something
out.
just went out.
That's my tube light. Hopefully, it just died. I just thought it was my name light. I would have been salty.
That's that new one you got, right?
Yeah,
That's nice.
it probably died. But I feel like the tube light's telling us to wrap it
Yeah,
up.
wrap it up.
Well, appreciate you stopping by, letting me vent,
Hey, thank you, bro. Thank you for having me. And
having conversations.
you always have a friend to me.
Shout out to Toy Story.
Shout out Toy Story.
I would love to put that song at the end of this,
Yeah.
but a copyright will
Yeah.
fucking...
Ruin everything.
Yeah, right. An hour and a half long podcast ruined by 10 seconds of
Toy
Toy
Story.
Story.
Paying homage to one of the best movies ever made.
Toy Story. Best ever made?
I'd say so.
Ever?
As a kid?
Of all movies?
The franchise.
Man, we might have to start a new podcast.
The franchise.
Like, hey,
as
we
a
got
whole.
more to talk
and there's
about.
another one coming out. Can't wait.
Yeah. Is Forky going to be in it?
Forky, the Minions,
Minions?
trash. That's the best part.
I'm trash.
I'm trash.
He just jumps
I'm
out
trash.
the bus or whatever they're driving in. It's funny. You know who
Yeah.
I went and saw that movie with?
Oh,
Lorenzo Alexander.
no way.
Yeah, in... Where were we?
Now you got something to talk about as soon as he comes on here.
Baltimore? We were?
Great movie.
DC, maybe?
Claw.
I don't remember. It might have been Oakland. It might have been
Three
Oakland.
cities.
But no, it was Oakland.
Really?
Yeah, because they went and saw the Avengers when we were in DC, and I don't watch the movie, so
Avengers are great.
I went and saw like some like La Llorona or some scary
La La
movie,
Land. Oh,
some weird ass movie. Yeah, when we saw Toy Story, that was 2 days before I almost got killed.
yeah, robbed.
Yeah. Story. It's funny.
Yeah.
So I'll
Yeah,
talk about that on the next
you keep
podcast
going.
with Lorenzo, because Lorenzo was supposed to be there. Thankfully, he wasn't.
Yeah, that would have been brutal.
Such a weird
Savage moment.
situation, but I guess
It's another.
we'll discuss that soon. So when you guys are watching this, I feel like in the next couple of days following, I'll be chatting it up with Mr. Lorenzo Alexander. So if you guys have any questions for him, maybe I'll open up a little segment of questions that come from you guys that I will ask Mr. Lorenzo Alexander. So if you're listening and you hear this part, drop some comments down below, whether this is on any type of form of social media, just let me know. And if you have a great question, I'll add it to the repertoire. But other than that, Justin, thanks for stopping by.
Thanks again, bro. Appreciate
You'll
it.
probably see Justin on a couple pods because he's one of the gentlemen who helps me behind the scenes with all my cameras and my audio and stuff like that. So this is actually just us today, which is why we actually just re-recorded this last probably 20 minutes because my camera decided to go out.
That's so the team.
If only we had 3 Justins today. But other than that, I appreciate you guys sticking around, listening to me chat, and I hope, everybody's having a great time in life. And if you're not, talk to somebody, and you'll be amazed at what that will do for you mentally and everybody around you. So, like, subscribe, and stay tuned for the next episode. Peace.
I can't take no loss. I don't need